My motor mount looks different than most of yours probably does, but it does the same thing, so don't think about that. First thing you're going to do is remove each one of these around the hub plate. Make sure you're doing this on the wire loom side, and do that first. So this plate you just took the bolts out of is actually attached to the axle itself, the axle right there. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be pulling it out this way. So the first thing you want to do is take off the nipple from your air feeder inlet hose, so that doesn't get pulled out when you're taking this plate off. Just be careful with this, because you can actually push these in the tire. They're tubeless tires, so these can get shoved in and you'll have to take your tire off, and that's a pain. So flip it over and give it a couple good whacks with a hammer on the other side, and that'll help it kind of break free any tight metal-to-metal seals on this. So just make sure you hit it on the top of the actual axle itself. Maybe even put the motor mount back on if you have thicker ones like I do. But you're just going to give it a couple good whacks to try to get the any seals or anything kind of holding it in place that's going to make it hard to pull out and make it break. And keep in mind that this plate isn't actually attached to the axle, so hitting that's not going to do anything. So after you smack it a couple of times to break it loose, you can just turn it upside down like this and kind of just smack it on the backside by just holding the tire and slam it down on the ground, probably on something that's not going to break. And that'll get this side to pop out, so I'll set my camera to show you that. Alright, so this is going to take a couple good whacks, but you might get it. And so now if you look at it, that seal's broken now, so you can kind of pull it off by hand, so I'll show you that too. I'm just going to grab on the motor mount kind of underneath like this. Oh, my freaking dirty ass hands. Pull it out. Boom. And that is your stator of your motor. Alright, last thing, when you're dropping this the axle and plate back down into the hub, you gotta kind of hold it back, because once it gets about halfway through, it's gonna suck it almost 3/4 of the way because of those magnets in there. And you want to make sure you keep this nipple out of the way, because this plate, if you don't line it up with this hole right here, it'll punch this nipple right back into this tubeless tire. You'll hear it rattle around here. You're gonna lose all your air, and you're gonna have to replace your tire. So do yourself a favor and make sure you get maybe just I did like this, just took a pair of pliers while I was doing it, and I grabbed on the inside of this, kind of pulled it to the outside, and then I lined up that hole, and I was able to get it. So I just definitely suggest that, so you don't run into any issues. Good luck.